Hello, everyone, and welcome to Chris's Chaos. I am your host, Chris, and I'm here to cover Night 3 of the Super Junior 30, Best of the Super Junior 30 New Japan Pro Wrestling. Great event tonight, held in the Nagoya Congress Center Event Hall in Nagoya, Japan. The crowd was booming tonight. A lot more energetic than they were yesterday, and the crowd was good yesterday, and the venue was beautiful. But again, and Kevin Kelly even mentioned it, people were spread out. But in this case, it was packed. It was packed. The energy was there. So we knew right off the bat we were gonna enjoy ourselves. So one of the top stories to look over, of course, is that Lio Rush defeated Hiromu Takahashi. So this is the second person to beat Hiromu, for the first being Mike Bailey. But Lio is definitely favored to win. He is now 3-0, so he is favored to win this whole thing. And we know that Lio Rush is popular in the States, and he's popular in Japan right now. So I want to cover a little bit more of that as we get to the match between Lio Rush and Hiromu Takahashi. It was the main event, so we have a lot to cover here. So let's start with the first match, the B block match, Yohsinobu Kanemaru versus Kevin Knight. Now Kevin Knight, he looked to be in good spirits. Okay, he's positive even though he's 0-2, so he's ready to go. They circle the ring, they lock up and release. They lock up, side headlock by Kanemaru, goes to the ropes into a shoulder block. Beautiful springboard into an arm drag. They go outside. Kanemaru takes advantage, slams Knight's knee onto the floor, already getting to work on the leg. In the ring, knee kick, slams the leg some more. Elbow into Knight's leg, then begins to apply pressure on the leg until Knight gets to the ropes. But Kanemaru continues to apply his knee onto Knight's knee. A knee breaker into a figure four by Kanemaru. Knight makes it to the ring, but Knight is in a lot more pain. So Kanemaru to the kick, continues to kick the leg. Knight throws the chop. Kanemaru tries to hit the knee breaker again, stopped by a chop. A few more kicks and to the ropes until Knight hits a drop kick, and Knight is back in control. He comes back with kicks, strikes, hits the stinger splash. Kanemaru is by the corner, and Knight leaps to the top turnbuckle. Knight leaps over for a splash. Later, Knight hits sky high, looks good, gets only a 2 count. Knight is getting a little frustrated. Knight measures Kanemaru, looking to hit his DDT, gets a kick to his knee, and Knight is back off his feet. Kanemaru goes for a cradle. Kanemaru is now measuring Knight, goes for another cradle, 2 count. He goes back to the leg. Kanemaru sets up on the top turnbuckle and gets hit with that Frankensteiner that you know I love. And a spike DDT. Knight is now on the board. After that spike DDT, he gets the victory. Knight's on the board. He was just freaky. You could tell he was frustrated. Not just the fact that he wasn't getting the win, but the fact that he hadn't gotten a win for the last 2 matches. And now going into the third match, he won. He's successful. He was just jumping for joy, talking, this is what I'm talking about. Just this is what the round robin, though. Okay, so one of the notes that I pointed out is that this is what the round robin will do for you. Now you have a guy who's 0-2, okay, and he's trying to win. He's not like settled into this kind of, oh, I'm a jobber now, so I gotta just come in smiling and take a loss every time, and if I win, it's a surprise. No. He was angry, okay, that he was not winning because he knows how good he is, and he knows he has 7 more matches, so he can turn it all around. Okay, he could lose another match, win 2. You know, he has a long way to go before this tournament is over. But he was frustrated at the fact that he had not received a win, and both matches, the first 2 matches, were very close for Kevin Knight. So he's excited. So, let's see. Kanemaru versus Wato will take place for night 4, and night takes on El Desperado. So, this was going back. Today is now Saturday, May 20th. I have not been able to do a review since the last time. It's not easy getting reviews in. But this event took place Sunday, May 14th. It was in the middle of the night, obviously, in the States. But so now they're getting ready for the tournament. Not the tournament, but the pay-per-view. Resurgence, I believe, is probably taking place later tonight in Japan. What I mean is later tonight in the United States, but it will be what, maybe 7, 8 o'clock in Japan. So, yeah. Well, let's move forward with night 3, and I want to keep covering, and I'll tell you why in a little bit more as we move forward to the next match. I want to get all the days of the Super Junior reviewed and covered, but it's tough. It's tough playing catch up. Okay. Moving forward, second match: Sho versus Ryusuke Taguchi. Sho comes out. I'm liking his music and his look. I love his jacket. Chrome version of the one of the night before with the arms coming out the back. Taguchi comes out to the music that even sounds like something Sami Zayn would consider coming out to. So he is so the Sami Zayn of New Japan with the New Japan shirt. Sho says, he says in Japanese, but by the way, Chris Charlton is commentating, so he's translating. Sho says, you really got to be serious in this match. Even if I'm your opponent, will you be serious? Remember last year? So serious, they probably had a pretty beast of a match last year. If you're serious, I'll be serious. He hands over the wrench to the ref. So, hey, showing a sign of competitor, sportsmanship. Okay, he wants to take this as seriously as possible. And he's wearing a New Japan shirt as he takes off the jacket. So he's just on Team New Japan for tonight. Okay. The crowd is clapping too at this display of sportsmanship by Sho. They're going so they lock up. They're both going for the leg. Both of them. They're both trying to, take a shot. They lock up to the rope, clean break, and the audience applauds loudly. Okay, this is what I'm talking about with the audience just being into it and loud and condensed, so the sound is apparent. It's definitely there, and I definitely got a little. I got a pop. I definitely smirked when the audience was laughing, I was laughing when the audience was clapping, just because of that rope break. So they lock up again to the rope, clean break, side headlock, shoulder block, budge, and again and again. So they start bumping into each other, just shoulder block, no budging, again and again. Finally, Taguchi gets Sho down with a shoulder block. They run the ropes and a drop kick and a dive from the top rope onto the floor where Sho is waiting. Taguchi is in the driver's seat. Taguchi then gets Sho back in the ring. Springboard missed. Kick by Sho. Clothesline by Sho. Does not take him down. Another clothesline by both. German by Sho. Or German suplex by Sho. He finally takes him down, but not for long. Clothesline by Taguchi in a pinfall attempt. Taguchi goes for Dodon. Countered by Sho into a German suplex attempt, but countered by Taguchi into a drop toe hold and gets the ankle lock. Countered into an arm lock, but Taguchi rolls Sho onto his back for a pin to force the break, and then Taguchi quickly goes back into an ankle lock. Excellent exchange. Sho gets to his feet, so Taguchi switches to a blue thunderbomb, pin attempt, 2 count, back to the ankle lock. So I'm loving this sequence of exchange. And it's smooth, it's fluid, it's not too ridiculous. Is the speed, or it's not like they're not selling, it is a lot of catch as catch can, a lot of chain wrestling. So Sho rolls through, catching Taguchi into the essentially catching Taguchi into the outside. Okay, he kind of like throws him out to the outside. And then the lights go out. And when the lights come back on, who's in the ring? It's your boy. It's your boy, Evil. But rather than attacking Taguchi, he's saying he's going to be the ref. He's sitting there, he's just holding to both arms, and he swings to both sides, to both opponents, and says, "Hey, I'm basically indicating I'm the ref." Okay, does a little gear check on Taguchi, starts checking the boots, making sure Taguchi's legit, is safe. Okay, doesn't even look at Sho. Meanwhile, Sho hits the low blow, takes out the wrench, hits Taguchi, shock arrow, while the ref gets thrown back in the ring for the 1, 2, 3. Sho and Evil just keep whooping up on Taguchi, cuts their King of Strange style, and the New Japan T-shirt. Okay, so it's King of Strange style. I wasn't aware of that. Sho is pretending to smoke a thin cigarette or joint to express that he's smoking. Kevin Kelly says, "Get out of here with your Virginia Slims menthols. Hit the bricks." Sho can't stop getting his hand raised. He's so happy with his first victory. He takes on Takahashi, and Taguchi takes on Titan, and Taguchi is 0-3. So, I'm really hoping Taguchi gets at least one in. Like, he's putting on a great display every single match. I'm loving. He's definitely an incredible enhancement talent. But I think he might have Titan's number. We'll see. And at this point, it was Kevin Kelly who said the crowd is much more packed than night 2. And again, it makes such a difference. He points out that the venue last night, although beautiful, stretched out the crowd to a negative. It stretched out the crowd, so implicating that it was a negative effect. So I have to say it was to a negative. But there were some. I think the scene where Yo ran to the corner was kind of interesting. Other than that. Third match, Clark Connors versus Bushi. I'm liking this match. There's a few matches coming up that I was more invested in than some. Okay, and we'll get to that in a little bit. I was definitely enjoying this match. The previous match, Sho versus Taguchi. I'm enjoying Sho more so than night 2. What will Evil and Sho do next? Okay, and I enjoyed the Kevin Knight Kanemaru match. So Clark Connors versus Bushi, 100 proof Clark Connors, and he comes out cursing like he's been drinking 100 proof. He's pissed. Of course he's pissed because he lost. Okay, he lost the night before, and he should have gotten the victory, but kind of looks stupid. So it has been 10 plus years for the Bullet Club. By the way, that's what Kevin Kelly and Chris Charlton had mentioned. This is now the 10-month anniversary, more or less, behind the rear view mirror. It's amazing that the Bullet Club has remained a faction for 10 plus years. I wanted to do a little research on the other factions. I know Chaos has been around for almost probably longer or just as long, as well as the Ungovernables. But Bullet Club is got to be a record for Western factions, Western wrestling factions. They've been on 10 plus years. Okay, that DX might be, Degeneration X might be, have been around for 10 years, but they had a stop, okay, and then they came back together. NWO, forget about it. They did not last 10 years, and that's why some people I hear, they was like, oh, we're kind of sick of the Bullet Club. They keep switching switching leaders, and it's kind of getting old. Well, honestly, I'm liking the new Bullet Club with their new leader, okay, David Finlay. I like him, and I'm kind of I liked Switchblade, but I kind of feel like Switchblade's holding on to the past. He's Bullet Club Gold in AEW, but the real Bullet Club is still in New Japan. So, and you don't see Kenny Omega trying to be the Bullet Club anymore. He's past it. Same with Adam Cole. Same with Finn Balor, same with AJ Styles. You gotta let it go. You gotta let it go at some point. Let Finlay be the lead. Let him run his Bullet Club, okay? And Juice, you need to either stick with Switchblade and take off the Bullet Club vest, or go back to Finlay. or at least represent the Bullet Club, the Rebel Club. So that's just my take on it, but oh well. So, the other faction that I can think of, the only other faction obviously the Western faction would be the Four Horsemen. Okay, 4 guys, just 4 guys, the Four Horsemen. Okay, but again, Bullet Club is more in size comparable to an NWO or D-Generation X than just the Four Horsemen. Four Horsemen does have like a couple different members in and out, but the founding members, you think of Ric Flair, Arn Anderson, Tully Blanchard. But yeah, that's it. That's the only faction I could think of that was I wrote it down and I was like, who can I think of? The Four Horsemen. Anywho's, shoulder block by Connors to start things off. Then throws Bushi to the corner, rips the shirt off Bushi's back, literally chokes Bushi with the shirt. He's very aggressive side of Connors. Throws Bushi onto the outside. Connors outside talks more trash to the crowd. He's cursing at them. He's F this, F that. Chokes Bushi with the shirt. Throws Bushi into the corner. Connor throws him again back into the ring post, and the referee starts the count. So he goes in, breaks the count, comes back out. Connors throws him again back into the ring, and then ring post, and the referee starts the count. Suplex by Connors, crosses the arms, applies pressure using his knee onto Bushi's back, and a Jeep flip by Connors, cursing at the crowd some more. He is not liking the crowd. Strikes Bushi in the corner, goes again, gets a drop kick to the knee by Bushi. Connors is down. Bushi hits Connors, who is outside now, and Bushi hits the suicide dive. Bushi gets Connors back in the ring, hits him with an elbow into a DDT and a pinfall attempt. Suplex attempt, gets an uppercut. Connors goes to the ropes, gets caught by Bushi's dropkick. Neckbreaker deflected by Connors. Bushi hits the ropes, gets a power slam for his efforts. So, Connors goes for the no chaser. Counters into roll-ups by Bushi, gets hit by Connor's spear, and the no chaser by Connor and the victory. It's a devastating brain buster, as I had said during night 1. That brain buster is powerful. So he gets the win. It's going to be Bushi versus Robbie Eagles, Connors versus Yo for night 4. And on his way out, Connors is literally cursing on his way. Curses at a little boy who's just frozen. He's just like this. And he's like, you like that? You like that? F this, F that, I don't care. And he's like, yeah, he's hyped. Connors is, he's getting away with stuff. There's no way that he could get away with AEW or definitely not WWE. So, but he's hyped. I like this side. I like this guy. Anywho, 4th match, Taiji Ishimori versus Douki. Taiji's 2-0 against Douki, apparently. Kelly mentions Ishimori has the top winning percentage in the Super Junior, 38 and 18, higher than Hiroshi Tanahashi. Okay, and currently he's 2-0. Okay, up to this match. So Douki comes out mostly black gear with some chrome. He's holding what looks like a kendo stick. Bell rings and Ishimori attacks, but Douki hits a split leg. He splits his leg, like does a splits in order to like dodge, okay, an attack. And he does a flip, gets caught outside, and Ishimori rams Douki into a post. So for all his efforts, he gets caught, but look cool. And already Douki is getting attacked is getting his shoulder attacked by Ishimori. So his shoulder's already hurting. Ishimori, you know what he's going to do. Ishimori has taken the corner pad off, of course, and he's working the shoulder viciously. I love his ground and pound, by the way. This guy is just jacked. Okay, he's not like a 250 pounder or 260 pounder, 6'5", but like for his height and his weight, he's built. He's built. He's one of those guys that's like short, stocky, and you better watch out. And his ground and pound is excellent. His technique is sound. So Douki misses Enziguri, hits a diving headbutt, and he's just trying to survive at this point. dodges Ishimori's attacks with that split leg again. He hits a tope suicida onto the crowd. It looked great. I love Douki. I love his suicide dives, his tope suicidas. He's raging too. He's starting to rage, and he's in the driver's seat at this point. So double stomp, pin attempt by Douki. Beautiful Northern Lights suplex. Ishimori throws Douki into the post. Then a shoulder backbreaker dropped. Italian stretch into a Douki chokey. Ishimori gets the rope. Douki tries his daybreak from the ring apron. Gets caught by Ishimori, who attempts Cypher Utaki. But Douki blocks on the landing, reverses into a double underarm, steps through into an orbital plane, into a slam. Looked great. And pin attempt into the Joki chokey. Ishimori breaks out, but gets caught again. Starts to fade. Ishimori's starting to fade by the Douki chokey, but he makes it to the rope barely. Douki hits daybreak. Beautiful pin. Daybreak is beautiful. Okay, and then he makes that pin attempt only a 2 count. Okay, I like the daybreak. He goes for a suplex de la Luna, gets countered by Ishimori, who slams Douki's shoulder, and they are both down. They get back up and are clotheslining each other, just hitting each other. Nobody's going down, though. Douki hits a lariat with just speed and fury. He gets Ishimori on his shoulders, and a series of exchanges. Mystic into the bone lock. Countered, but ends with the bone lock. So Ishimori is got him in the bone lock. Douki goes to the ropes, but not before he does not make it to the ropes before Ishimori hits a gator roll and Douki taps out. Ishimori gets the win. Douki will take on TJP next. Ishimori will face Lio Rush. They're both 3-0 as I am doing this review. Obviously, I haven't watched the other matches. I don't want to see what happens until I finish these reviews, but I am very excited to see Lio Rush versus Ishimori. I love both these guys. Taiji Ishimori is my favorite to win this whole thing, as is Lio Rush. They're both 3-0, so I don't know what to say. These two are, but unfortunately, I also feel like Hiromu Takahashi is going to make it as well. So, and only 2 of them can make it in this block. So, one of these guys is not going to make it. I guess if I had to make a choice, I'd say Lio Rush gets it over Taiji Ishimori. But unless they surprise us with Hiromu Takahashi and completely missing the semis, and then he'll have no choice but to quickly take on the junior heavyweight champion. We'll see. Put up his. He is the junior heavyweight champion. He'll have to put up his title. It's very interesting. No telling what's going to happen. I'm very much looking forward to seeing who is going to make it to the semifinals. So, 5th match: Francesco Akira from the United Empire versus Robbie Eagles TMDK. Now, this match was probably my least favorite match, and it's not because of the 2 professional wrestlers in the ring. They're both fantastic wrestlers. They're very highly athletic, and they have a lot going on for them. Bright futures ahead of them. The reason why I wasn't too into this match, they just a lot of selling, not enough selling. So a lot of you probably do not subscribe to a Jim Cornette, and I don't agree with what Jim Cornette says all the time. However, and don't, some people be like, oh, you shouldn't be listening to Jim Cornette at all, so you're automatically discredited. No, you can't tell me that he doesn't have some good knowledge, good facts. Somewhere down in the middle you got to be somewhere in the middle of the line here. And the fact is they get hit. There's a lot of strikes, a lot of attacks, a lot of offense from each other. They're going fast as speedballs. They're going fast as two. I don't even know what analogy I could compare these two, but they're just so athletic that when they get back up, it's like they had never been hit. There's just no selling of the attacks. Okay? And this is, I've heard stories about wrestlers like Ricochet who just make things look so perfect and great and is able to move so incredible that he's got to slow it down because he's only going to make it look. I mean, and my guess is one of the reasons is he's going to just make it look like this is a dance. This is not a dance. This is pro wrestling. This is not gymnastics. This is not some sort of choreographed like display, okay, of like fantasy fighting. No, it's not. It is a performance to represent a serious fight. Okay, the whole point of it is to get the audience to believe, or better yet, to suspend disbelief. Okay, not to put on some sort of musical choreographed dance. All right. Anywho, I'm getting cringy just thinking about it. I'm already struggling to even put into words what it is that I know people want it to be. And I know it's not that. So let's start with this match, okay? Let's see. Akira's already red. His chest is red from the chops. Eagle shouts, "Mamma Mia!" Okay, to Akira. I definitely popped on that. They lock up. Collar elbow. Akira works the arm. Eagles with a roll up for less than a second. Arm drags and a bit more chain wrestling. Test of strength. Kick by Akira. Hurricane Rana by Akira. A lot of running the ropes. And at some point, Akira's outside, Robbie's in the inside, and he's chaining the crowd. Robbie, oi, 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 is Eagles. Okay, Akira races back in the ring, gets taken down, pin attempts by Eagles, but kicks Eagles up and hits a drop kick and sends Eagles outside. Plancha, front chop block by Eagles, kicks, heel kick and running kicks, wraps the leg and sits down on it. That looked actually kind of cool. Series of counters by Eagles, lands Ronnie Miller's special. Okay. Slows things down. Germans and Dragon suplexes. Sorry. Nope. Poison Conrana by Akira. Looks good. And Eagles goes down, but not before landing an elbow shot to the back of Akira's head. Forearm exchanges. Eagles lands kicks and a running double knees. Super kick by Akira and a running knee into a pinfall attempt. They appear exhausted, and obviously we can see why. I mean, come on. Now they're finally saying, okay, we're tired. Knees by Akira, kicks by Eagles, pinfall attempts by both. Eagles lands the turbo backpack, pinfall attempt denied, and he's frustrated. Super kick, I'm frustrated at this point. Super kick to Akira and double knees. 450 missed, and Akira hits fireball for the pin. They're fluid in the ring. They're athletic. I wanted them to slow down a little bit. I didn't see too many great spots. There's nothing for me to remember. Okay, so just a lot of good display of athleticism and fluidity to show that they can work. I get it. So I look forward to seeing both of their next matches. They're both now 2-1. Akira's taking on Dan Maloney, who I'll go over Dan Maloney's match, and Eagles he'll take on Bushi. So here we go. 6th match: Titan versus Kushda, A block. Titan comes out. His jacket on the back says Vida Plena. If I spelled it, I don't know if I pronounced it right. Vida Plena, or Plena, with a picture of himself or another luchador. Another gorgeous mask. I'll let you know when it's a bad mask. Kushda comes out. Arm lock by Kushda. Titan gets out. They lock hands and appear to do so. Kushda tries to stretch Titan. So just to let you know, when they're in the ring, there's nothing for me to say other than they just kind of circling. They get ready, and here we go. Titan hits the Hurricane Rana. After a series of chain wrestling, Kushda starts running through the arena as Titan chases him. So a little bit of cat and mouse. Back in the ring, Kushda kicks Titan and begins to work the arm. Cobra twist by Kushda. Running drop kick into the arm. Kushda is clearly the heel here. He's working the arm. He's doing heel tactics, a little bit of cat and mouse, and I'm wondering what's going on. I was like, wow, Kushida's like become a heel essentially in the ring. So I'm wondering, what's going on here. Continues to work the arm. Titan fights back at one point. He ducks a clothesline, springboard DDT, and a clothesline, and a double stomp for a victory by Titan. I didn't want to give it away, but this match was quick. Okay, Titan's now 2-1. And Kushida's 0-3. He faces Mike Bailey, and Titan faces Ryusuke Taguchi. So, yeah. And I kind of felt like Kushida was, the commentators, I think they might have mentioned a little something about Kushida having some sort of instabilities going on, so that might be the storyline, but he's kind of like on a downward spiral with this tournament, so maybe he'll come back, but whatever the case, I'm liking Kushida because I like his kind of, his this new persona that he's kind of putting out. 7th match, Dan Maloney versus Yo. And, okay, here we go. They start off chopped by Yo. Maloney goes for strikes and misses, gets a thumb to the eye. So, now Yo's playing cat and mouse. He's learning from Kushida. And, after the previous night, he's definitely on a high. So, he's playing mind games like he did the first match. He's of the tournament. He's having fun. Maloney chops someone outside. I don't know if it was an officiant, security, probably maybe a junior lion, but either way, he chops that person just to get to Yo. Okay, and he gets caught with a front flip and gets thrown back in the ring. Yo chops and Maloney chops, but first Yo fires back with rolling double chops. So rolling double chops. Hadn't seen those in a long time. Yo takes Maloney's arms and more chops. They run to the corner and kicked into a brainbuster by Maloney. Kicks and chops by Maloney. His chop is fierce. Okay, it's wicked chop. Back suplex by Maloney into a pin attempt. Quick break. More kicks by Maloney. He calls to the audience to clap, and the audience claps. Chops by Yo. Maloney fires back. Forearms by Yo. They are breaking into each other's chests at this point. Clotheslines by Yo. Chops by Yo. Throws Maloney into the corner, running elbow. Maloney catches him, but drop kick and Falcon Arrow by Yo. Double underarm countered into chops and a pin attempt by Maloney. Backbreaker by Yo. And he appears to have his leg hurt. So he's selling the leg. He sets up for a super kick, gets caught, chops, and a driller killer attempt, countered into a roll through, but then a gore by Maloney. Remember, and they mentioned before, Rhino's been apparently advising Maloney. He's given him, he's bestowed upon him the gore. Okay, it's been, what's the good word to put it, like a sensei to Maloney, which odd, bizarre look. I mean, these two are very different in their wrestling skills or their technique, but okay, So gore by Maloney and a driller killer for the win. He hits that driller killer, it's over. Okay, that's what I'm starting to see. Okay, the commentators mentioned something about it too. That driller killer is money. All right, Maloney is looking better every match I see him in. I definitely like Dan Maloney. Okay, Dan Maloney is definitely one that I want to keep an eye out for. So I'm looking at his block, and I'm telling you, I think he could make it to the semis on the B block. So we'll see. Bailey, let's see. Bailey. Now, Akira is Maloney is going to face Akira next match. Okay, 2-1, as he is 2-1. Yo's 1-2. He's facing Clark Connors. Yeesh, he's facing Clark Connors. I don't know. It's gonna be difficult. I don't see Yo winning it. I see Clark going again. So this is a very tough situation for Yo. 8th match, Mike Bailey versus TJP. Okay, TJP coming off a victory and some good commentating. So he was having a good night on night 2. Mike Bailey, he's 2-0 at this point. They lock up, both using arm bars. TJP uses his legs and twists Bailey, who counters with his legs and a surfboard by TJP. Bailey taunts TJP with a few kicks, just like little taps. They lock up again and some chain wrestling. Bailey starts landing those kicks. Now he's actually landing. He's landing those like 20 kicks in a second. Kicks. TJP goes outside and he's followed. Okay, so now he has an opening to slam Bailey, But Bailey does come back with kicks. He's in control. At one point, TJP is on the ropes and has Bailey in a choke for a 5 count. So he does take over the control. TJP, and it was an interesting looking hold on the ropes that when he was choking Bailey. TJP is throwing Bailey to the corners, applying the cheese grater, as I like to call it. Missile drop kick by Bailey. Spinning heel kick and another kick, running shooting star press. Bailey is not looking like he's hurting from the night before. TJP seems to, I'm trying to see my notes here, essentially, TJP has leg, but Bailey is striking. So TJP stomps the leg. That's what I was looking out for. TJP does hit the leg. He actually stomps and then stops Bailey in his tracks. The moonsault by Bailey looked great. Bailey attempts the top rope but lands on his feet into a Pinoy stretch by TJP, who makes it to the rope. Arm breakers by TJP. Kick attempts by Bailey. Doesn't land, but does land one. Slam by TJP. Backflip by Bailey into the knee drop. He sets TJP for a flamingo driver, but countered into a pin attempt. Springboard DDT by TJP. Pin attempt, but denied. They are tired, but TJP calls for the top rope. He's going to go get on the top turnbuckle. Bailey catches him with kicks and climbs to the top with him. Gets thrown off. Mamba splash and a flamingo drop. But so I guess it was TJP goes for a Mamba splash and he misses. Bailey hits the flamingo driver though at the end of the day. He lands it, and apparently he doesn't land it that often. So the commentators kind of already calling for the victory, and he gets it. Bailey wins 3-0. TJP is 1-2. Bailey lifts up TJP for a handshake and a show of respect. Excuse me. Itch there. We'll face Kushda next, and TJP takes on Douki. So it's not looking too great for TJP, but it is still an early tournament. Maybe he could go around and win the next 6 matches, right? And he would be 7-2. Not bad. Based on what I've seen, you don't want to lose any more than 3 matches. So I don't know what's going on with some of the other wrestlers, Taguchi and Kushda. Bailey's 3-0, so he's on the map. He's looking good. I will say though, this match did not really keep my attention to the point where there weren't. Again, this is one of those matches where I wasn't too impressed with the pacing. I wanted the pacing to slow down a little bit. There were some cool spots and great moves, and I love the way they strike. But this was not one of my favorite matches. This one and the match between Akira and Eagles, those 2 matches were probably my least favorite matches tonight. So. Match 9, Master Wato versus El Desperado, B-block match. And the commentators point out that there's no love lost between these two. So okay, let's find out why. Headlock by Wato and will not let go. There's a lot of counter exchange between these two. Shoulder block by El Desperado. Desperado shows signs of leg injury as a result of Kanemaru's figure 4. So this is still coming into play. Wato slams the head. Gets him back in the ring. Bulldog by Wato into a pin attempt. Head scissors by Wato. And he's in control of this match. Desperado rolls out of the ring. Wato slowly goes after him. Strikes the shoulder and back. Kicks the chest. He's showing that he's not cutting corners. He's not trying to attack the leg. Okay? He's trying to put the damage on the spots that he normally goes for when he hits his finishers. So he's trying to set him up for Venderball, essentially. Side headlock by Wato, countered by Desperado into a back suplex. Finally, some offense by Desperado. He throws Wato to the corner, lands a vertical suplex, pin attempt, only a 2 count. Strikes by Wato, but Desperado puts Wato, takes the knee and applies pressure, okay, with his neck. Back heel kick by Wato. Running toupee on the outside. Aerial uppercut by Wato from the top. he has the advantage at this point. If Desperado wins at this point, it will be out of sheer survival, is what I am thinking at this point, because Desperado is not like moving well as he's selling, okay, and he's selling beautifully, okay. Canadian Destroyer by Wato into Vendaval, but Desperado gets his foot to the ropes. Wato kicks, lifts Desperado, who attempts a counter but falls down. So he's trying to fight back with counters. Can't even do that. Wato is holding onto Desperado, and Desperado is trying to slam Wato, who's holding on. TTD gets Desperado. He goes to the top to hit the RRP, but Desperado hits what looked like a Falcon Arrow. And Pinche Loco countered into Vendaval, attempt countered, but Wato hits a crucial kick, and Desperado lands a devastating strike. Pinche Loco, and it's over. So Wato really could have won the match, okay, when he hit that driver, but he didn't capitalize. Okay, he set him up for he wanted to set him up for his other finisher. So I'm looking now at Master Wato. Now, you know, Master Wato, he's really I've liked what I've seen with him. He's not like the most aggressive looking wrestler by any means, but he can move and he can strike and he's got some cool finishers. So it's the Tenzan Tombstone Driver, and I think he was trying to hit Recientemente or the RPP, okay, but he didn't hit it, so he paid the price. Should have just made the pinfall. Oh well, okay. Desperado barely escapes. Okay, now Desperado faces Kevin Knight. He's gonna lose. That's my prediction. He is not going to be able to keep this up. Okay, and meanwhile Kevin Knight is like thirsting for another win. He's got a taste of victory. He's not gonna lose it at this point. I don't see him losing for at least another match or two. Okay, and Wato faces Yoshinobu Kanemaru. Gotta watch out for Kanemaru. This guy is vicious. 10th match, and this is a match we're all waiting for. Time to wake up, boys and girls. Lio Rush versus Hiromu Takahashi. A-block match. This could have been a semifinals match. This could be a semifinals match. This should be like the finals match. This is gonna be. This is a Wrestle Kingdom match right here. Okay, so Taka's hands. Takahashi comes out with the picture book. Okay, he's got Lio Rush. Hands it off. Rush is sitting in the corner, just focused, fully focused, man. Just bracing himself for a hell of a match. They start off running, but no contact. They're just running the ropes, but also avoiding each other. I don't think I've ever seen that before. It was interesting to see. Claps by the audience. They tie hands, kick by Taka. Leo slides out for a cat and mouse, but not long before they are back in the ring. Kicks by Leo. Takahashi lands a missile drop kick. A running missile drop kick. Suplex on the floor by Leo. Rush grabs the pitcher, says, "That's a damn good pitcher." Well, it's not okay, you know. Doesn't destroy it, just looks like, hey, that's a damn good pitcher. Gives it right back. So he picks up a chair and sets it up. He's not trying to strike Takahashi, but he sets it up. So he's striking Takahashi as Lio Rush and then sits him down. And what does he do? He runs all the way across the ring to build momentum to do some sort of running strike offense, but he misses Takahashi, okay, and gets slammed hard, okay. So Rush gets onto gets slammed onto the chair. Red Shoes, the ref, he gets the chair. No, we're not using this chair. He runs around. Let's see. Takahashi brings him back in the ring. Is Lio Rush for a pin attempt. Red doesn't even count. Okay, he's trying to. I guess he was still trying to at least give Lio Rush a chance to wake up from the chair shot. But very interesting moment. I was a little confused there. Leo is struggling to get up. And gets thrown to the rope. Shots by Takahashi. Another pinfall attempt. This time Red Shoes does count. Head scissors by Takahashi. Leo rolls to the rope for the break. Forearms exchange. Leo to the ropes. Takahashi gets caught in a leg lock. He's trying to flip Lio Rush over the ropes for but to no avail. Suicida Lope by Lio, and it's so fast, so projectile. Okay, he's just like a missile, like just a human cannon. Okay, human cannonball, just so fast. Only other person I could think of, I put it in my notes, that can dive like this and this fast is Darby Allin. That's the only one. Maybe, I mean, I haven't seen Ricochet go this hard with a suicide dive. Okay, he just risks his life and limb to hit that suicide dive as aggressive as possible, and I like it. But no one else can do it but Lio and Darby. Love to see those two go have a match. Let's see. Well, I knew it was bound to happen at some point. I'd lose my count, and it seems to always happen when it's Lio Rush. So, let's see. I am looking for that. There it is. Okay. So, almost forgot. Lio Rush hits another suicide dive. He keeps going, and then he hits another. So he just one after the other. And they're both on the floor. They could barely make that 20 count. The Red Shoes is counting. Okay? So Lio gets back in at about 7. 17. Hiromu Takahashi gets back in at 19.5 seconds. Okay? Barely gets back in. I'm wondering if Lio was going to break the count. No, he goes back in and he's in, and 18, 19, 20, and Takahashi's inside. Let's see. Taka runs the rope, slam, but Taka brings him back in the ring for a pin attempt. Let's see. I keep missing my cue. So, they barely make the 20 count. Strikes by Taka, knees by Lio into a helicopter slam and pin attempt. Lio runs the rope for rush hour. Miss. Taka gets Lio on his shoulder for the DDD slam in the corner. Okay, is what I'm hearing from the commentators. They fight on the apron. Kick by Takahashi. Middle finger by Lio. Death Valley driver by Takahashi. Looked brutal. Dynamite plunger and a pin attempt. Lio makes it to his feet, and a kind of an inverted final hour again, caught with the knees, time bomb countered. They are striking each other, clothesline by Takahashi, Spanish fly, okay, by Lio. It was great when Takahashi was trying to make an aerial attack, gets caught by Lio into a Spanish fly at the 15-minute mark there at this point. Lio on the top. Gets caught with a neck breaker, RKO, Diamond Cutter style. Okay, Takahashi sets up for the time bomb, countered into a Poison Rana and a Rush Hour. Love that Rush Hour. It's really cool. Lio just kind of like bounces off the second rope and then hits that stunner. So it's kind of like a springboard. It's kind of like the Cody Cutter, but he's like lower, and he kind of jumps into the ropes a little more. It's definitely more impressive. Gotta give it to Lio. But he misses that final hour, okay? And then a pin attempt by Lio as he rolls onto Takahashi, who's still down. And they're expended. They're just like exhausted. On the top turnbuckle, headbutts by Lio into a final hour, and he gets the victory, 3-0. So it was quite a match. I was impressed, okay? It could have gone either way. I honestly, at this point, was waiting for Takahashi to hit that time bomb. I was thinking Takahashi was going to win this as we got closer. But Lio is just too much for everybody. Okay? Takahashi's now 1-2. Crazy to think Takahashi is still the champion after receiving 2 losses, is it not? You have to think Lio and Bailey. Mike Bailey will at some point get title opportunities, and, you know, but then again, this is a best of 9 series. That's the way you have to kind of look at it, okay? Lio gets the mic, and he dresses Nagoya, okay, who's chanting Lio, okay? So, and he speaks. He has the mic. He's ready to talk. He goes, in my eyes, this was the hardest test that I have had to overcome in my life. This win means everything to me and my family, and believe it or not, you guys are my family, to Nagoya. So I will leave it at this one simple task: the best of the Super Junior champion will be the bad child, Lio Rush. Now, after that speech, I mean, it's so clearly obvious to everybody at this point to how at home he feels with New Japan, and how much the New Japan audience loves Lio Rush. Okay, you could see it at the first night, you see it more the second night, and now it is so clear and apparent that he is, as I put it, Lio Rush is the new favorite son. The bad child is New Japan's new favorite son. Okay, he faces Kaji Ishimori, and I think the Bone Soldier will overpower Lio. I don't think Lio is going to be able to do as. I mean, I'll outrun him, and he can, just probably run circles around Taiji. But when Taiji hits him, it's going to stop him in his tracks. I think he's going to be, he's gonna be devastated by the think about it like Clubber Lang versus Rocky Balboa. Rocky was definitely the faster of the two at that one in Rocky 3, and he's like in great shape and he looks great and he's loved. But when he gets hit, it's gonna hurt. He has not faced a guy like Taiji Ishimori, the Bone Soldier. Okay, for everyone watching at home, so we get a little back interview. Everyone watching at home, he says he has been doing this for over a decade, and he has had ups and downs more than anyone that he knows. Okay, let's see. He points to his tape on his arm, and has the names of his family. He's doing this for them. Okay, they said you, and he says, he comes back. He says they said you wanted me and you got me. I am undefeated, and you know who isn't? Hiromu Takahashi. So I am prepared to win this whole thing. He is calling out Takahashi for a title match. He wants to win this whole thing and get a championship match with Hiromu Takahashi. We'll see. I think he's going to be the next Super Junior heavyweight champion. If it's not Taiji Ishimori, it'll be Lio Rush. Who knows? Maybe it'll be at Wrestle Kingdom. Maybe it'll be at Dominion. I don't know. But we gotta find out. We'll see what happens. We still got to get through this tournament. There's still several matches left. Okay, there's still 6 more matches for these guys to go through before they get to the semis. Okay, so see if I can get them all in. I'll try to get every review. And on that note, I'm done. It's been great. Been a busy weekend. Drove up to just a little bit beyond Hagerstown, Maryland, to Pennsylvania. Phantom Fireworks. Got some fireworks for the upcoming wedding. For the finale of the event. It was very fun. Spent a lot of money. I'll probably be rocking my new Phantom Fireworks t-shirt when I get a chance. But on that note, it's been a pleasure. And until next time, I'm really looking forward to it. But until then, so long. I will see you later. And you guys enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Within the nemesis line of the